A van driving dangerously down a grassy shoulder caught the attention of a Rockwall County constable. But instead of writing a ticket, he wound up saving a Vietnam veteran's life. Fox 4's Richard Ray is in our newsroom tonight with a story that you will see only on Fox 4. Rich.
Hi, Heather. The man behind the wheel was a Vietnam veteran and a diabetic who was blacking out. The constable turned out to be the right person at the right time with the right training to save the man and his dog. It is a remarkable life and death drama that plays out on the officer's dash camera and body camera.
And he was coming up on these cars and he was going down in the ditches.
6 days before Thanksgiving, Constable Randy Earl Parks was patrolling in rural Rockwall County.
Can you send me a backup unit?
When he spotted the green van with the driver clearly impaired.
And I guess when I was hitting my siren up and down, it got his attention.
Dash and body cameras were rolling as Parks approached.
It was 11 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, surely nobody's been drinking this early, but you and I both know that they do.
Sir, you okay?
He found the driver sweating profusely, drifting in and out of consciousness.
And I could smell his breath, and it smelled kind of sweet, so from my training, I figured he might be a diabetic.
Are you a diabetic? You are? Did you take your medicine?
Jack Key, a partially disabled Vietnam veteran, was clearly in distress.
401, I need medics here.
He couldn't tell Constable Parks much, but he did call his service dog by name, Tattoo.
You may get it out.
Minutes later, Rockwall Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Kindred arrived.
You take medication or anything? He can't understand you. If you could tell the medics he's having some kind of diabetic episode. Hey, Jack, how old are you? He's fixed to go out. Where? You do it.
Hey, Jack, with me?
For several minutes, the two officers took turns massaging Key's chest, trying to keep him conscious until the ambulance could arrive.
He's a diabetic. He's fixing to go out.
When they were loading him in the ambulance, Tattoo came out of the car and almost got run over on 276.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
There you go.
I don't want him getting killed.
Jack Key says now that he remembers taking his insulin shot that morning, stopping at a fast food restaurant, and then nothing until he was inside the ambulance 13 miles away.
I remember getting into emergency, and I remember passing out again. It's like my breath was just leaving me. And I guess that's when they said I flatlined again.
The nurse or the doctor came out and said that they didn't think he was going to make it.
But Jack Key did.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Randy, Jack, and Tattoo back together again.
And it amazed me how he even got me to stop.
Jack has recovered, still in awe of the sequence of events.
God was there in a mighty way.
The perfect timing of Randy arriving and immediately knowing what to do.
Because the ambulance driver told me I had 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all I had left. And if any of that was off by 10 minutes, I wouldn't be here. I think it was definitely a miracle.
Jack Key will tell you this is the second miraculous recovery of his lifetime. While serving in the Marine Corps, he suffered a wound so severe in Vietnam that he thought he was going to lose his arm. Still has some problems with that, but he says he has his diabetes under much better control now. Heather?
Hey, Rich, I got to tell you, Steve and I are sitting in here, and both of us are just watching your story, just saying, amazing. Wow, this is, yeah, it's really an amazing story. Talk about his medication. Does he know what went wrong with his medication at this point?
Yeah, he thinks now he didn't mix his insulin correctly. He explained it to me, and I'm not sure I can explain it back, but he was told that his sugar level had dropped so low that they couldn't measure it. His pulse at one point was beating at 20 seconds a minute, or 20 times a minute. They very nearly lost him. He was told the heart monitor flatlined twice.
Gosh. All right, so and talked about the Constable Parks, because he talked about this training that he had in detecting diabetic stress. That's pretty focused training.
That's really interesting too. It was part of a continuing education course that Randy took a couple of years ago, designed to teach officers how to recognize when the problem is diabetes, because at first glance, someone can appear intoxicated, but they're not, and they need quick treatment, so much of this seems providential. Again, we had the right officer in the right place at the very right time with the right training, and a great, happy ending to this story.
Absolutely, and Tattoo there the whole time as well, right there on his lap. All right, great story, Rich. Thanks for sharing.